How you doing? My name is Dan Chitrin, and this is a speech on why steroids should be legalized. Bulging biceps, six-pack abs, and a muscular physique are probably what you think about when you hear the word steroids. I bet you probably never think of the terms medicine, treatment, or cure. Even though steroids are currently a Schedule III illegal drug in the United States, it's my belief that they should be legalized for anybody to use. Steroids are not just used for building muscles, but also in aiding in medical treatment. If steroids were legalized, imagine the good it would do for people who are suffering from debilitating diseases when there's virtually no hope. I'm a former college basketball player and an avid weightlifter for the past 10 years. I've had injuries which required the use of steroid treatment and have firsthand seen the miraculous things that it could accomplish. Also, I've observed people who were ill and sick and needed to use illegal steroids to help them get better, and they're better today. Steroids are not only used for physical enhancement, but they're used in the treatment of injuries and diseases. By legalizing them, I believe that it would save our country millions, if not billions of dollars in the enforcement of them. I would also like to inform you of the positive aspects of steroids and why they should be legalized and not considered a crime to possess or to own in the United States. I believe that people can and should be able to use steroids whenever they wish for their own medical or physical enhancement. I want to explain now why I believe so strongly that steroids should be legalized. President George W. Bush stated that the use of performing enhancing drugs is dangerous, but I firmly disagree. Did George W. Bush realize that when he made that statement that 522 people recently died from Viagra use in the first 2 years that it was administered to people? This was according to a Cedars-Sinai Medical Institute study, which revealed that these people died from various conditions caused by this Viagra. Yet these people today could go to the store and buy Viagra with virtually no problem. It's over the counter, and they don't have to worry about going to jail for it. And this is a legalized drug. Anabolic androgenic steroids, as well as corticosteroids, do, of course, have some inherently bad side effects when they're overdosed, used for long durations, or basically abused. Yet over-the-counter supplements such as NyQuil and cough medicine cause problems daily, cause intoxication, cause serious health problems, but they're available to purchase for just about anybody. I mean, even if you drink too much water in a short period of time, your kidneys can be overburdened and cause kidney failure. So I ask this question, is why are steroids still illegal? First, I just want to differentiate the difference between different steroids. There's anabolic, androgenic, and cortico. As you can see right here on this chart. Anabolic steroids are a type of steroids derived from the hormone testosterone, which is the male hormone in the body. This also gives you the muscular characteristics such as muscle growth. Corticosteroids are anti-inflammatory steroids, and they're used for the treatment of allergies, asthma, and injuries to joints. You could also add human growth hormone to this list, as it is used for cell reproduction and regeneration. Growth hormone is also a prescription drug, which is used to treat children's growth disorders, obesity, and adult growth hormone deficiency. It's also very popular since the 1970s for bodybuilding competitions. Neither of these steroids are addictive or toxic if used properly. But what most people don't realize is that these steroids can be used for medical treatments. There's been very little research on the continual use of steroids, but yet they still are given a bad name. Most of this research, bad name came from a group of doctors who were treating a certain amount of people who were going through steroid withdrawal or symptoms. But these people do not paint an accurate picture of steroid users. These people were abusers, not users. They're not the casual person. These people were taking these steroids and using them daily on extended periods of time, and it caused certain disorders to happen. So I believe that a lot of the steroid has bad publicity. Um, Anabolic steroids and human growth hormone are extremely popular in the sporting world. They're used casually and used to enhance athletic performance. Now, this is not a speech on why steroids, or if they should be allowed in sports or if they should be banned. This is not a speech on that. I believe that if a particular organization wishes to ban the use of performance-enhancing drugs or steroids in their sport, then so be it. That's their prerogative. But as for the casual user, I believe that steroids should be available, and they should be able to use them for their own reasons, wherever they desire. Steroids are also used as part of the therapy to increase appetite. Anabolic steroids are used to increase appetite in people who are suffering from cancer and AIDS, because they promote growth, bone density, and also muscle. For example, oxydronolone, or the street name is Anavar, is a type of steroid that is used to treat AIDS patients because it combats the muscle wasting disease aspect of it. And also, people who suffer from testicular cancer are usually undergo an orchiectomy where both testicles are removed to prevent the metastasis of the disease. Now, with that, testosterone is mainly produced in the testicles of an adult male, so the removal of one or two would cause a significant decrease in the natural testosterone production. Thus, they are giving a testosterone replacement therapy or synthetic testosterone to basically jumpstart their system. During my findings, a lot of this has been underdosed, and these people are still undergoing basically hormone withdrawal. They're losing weight, losing muscular density, and have no sexual desire. I believe that if steroids were legalized, that these people could supplement themselves, and they could go on living after having such a traumatic injury or disease such as cancer. Also, many people also suffer from a disorder called the Adonis complex, where they feel that they are being under a microscope. They're either too small, they're too fat, they're too short, they're too tall, they're not big enough. I think the steroids, given whichever steroid they choose to use, could help aid them and maybe help their psychological disorder with that. At the 2002 International AIDS Conference in Barcelona, it was confirmed that human growth hormone helped people that suffered from AIDS. This helped the people because it combated the muscle wasting aspect of HIV, where basically you have AIDS and you shrivel down because your body just can't produce enough cells. Now, these treatments for HGH for these AIDS patients are very, very expensive, in the thousands, if not tens of thousands, and hundreds of thousands of dollars. I believe that if steroids were legal and HGH in that category, that people would be able to afford these because the market would be flooded and they'd be affordable for anybody to use. I don't think anybody's life is expendable, and I think this would be a great way to jumpstart that. There are several cases in which people were affected by certain diseases that they have purchased illegal hormones or steroids on the black market, and they live happy and healthy lives now. People should not have to worry about buying things on the black market, being arrested and charged and going to court because they were trying to help their own medical benefit of using these substances. Also, the black market has inferior products. People are making products in the underground labs, which they're basically, you don't know what compound it really is. It might be tainted with something. We need something. Steroids should be legalized, but should be ran by the government. Now that you understand how anabolic steroids can enhance the body and treat certain medical conditions, I would like to explain how, by legalizing them, could save our nation millions, if not billions of dollars. I'm sure you remember the big baseball controversy in 2005, where the U.S. Congress actually wasted time and money to discuss steroid use in baseball. This was a cost of more than $60 million. Now, Congress actually spent more time doing this investigating steroid use in baseball than talking about and doing something about our economy, about the war in Afghanistan, or healthcare system. I mean, don't they have something better to do than to just talk about steroids in baseball? I believe that by legalizing steroids, it would eliminate the high costs. It would eliminate the high costs of the trafficking and sales. It would also, the law enforcement aspect would be greatly reduced. You wouldn't have to pay all these police officers and investigators to investigate these crimes of steroid use. It wouldn't have to pay the prosecutors and the court system to prosecute these offenders, and also the prison system who houses offenders. It's $40,000 a year minimum to house a single offender, is the new statistic. Also, if steroids were legalized, they could be ran by the FDA and DEA, which would produce, which would be like a double-edged sword. Both people, the consumer and the government, would be able to benefit from this. The government could tax the steroids as any other commodity, and they could actually make revenue. On the flip side, we have the person, the buyer, is getting a top quality product at a reasonable price. It's going to be a government-made product. It's not going to be tainted. It's not going to be made in an underground lab. It's going to be a very good product. Also, if people have insurance, it can help pay for it. If you don't have insurance, that's okay. It would be able to be affordable because, like I said, the market they'd be readily available. You could go to any pharmacy or wherever to get this kind of stuff. No more inferior compounds. No more of this, black market type stuff. According to DAWN, or the Drug Awareness Warning Network, and the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, the following legalized products have caused this amount of deaths per year. There's 430,000 deaths from tobacco use a year, 116,113 from alcohol, 200,000 from prescription and over-the-counter drug interactions. Do you know how many deaths there were for steroid use reported? 0. No deaths reported for steroid use. Actually, steroids actually ranked 142nd in emergency room visits nationwide, which came way after alcohol, which was first, Tylenol, which was 8th, aspirin at 25th, Benadryl at 32nd, caffeine 59, herbal products 126, and multivitamins at 131. Steroids finished 142nd. That was nationwide again. And yet all these other substances are legal to purchase, but yet steroids are illegal and they're just reported to have less effect. To me, this just doesn't make sense. It seems like these are the ones that should be legal and this should be illegal. So now that you understand several reasons why I believe that steroids should be legalized, I just want to recap some important points. I was able to inform you on the benefits on why steroids should be legal, including how they can help the sick heal and allow the well to achieve the best that they could possibly be. It could save our country billions of dollars a year. If they were taxed properly, it would create revenue. And they could be regulated by the government. No more substandard black market type of steroid. We get the top quality stuff, and the user and the government are both winners in this. In closing, I would like to ask people who feel that steroids are bad or should stay illegal to change their viewpoints. I would ask them to take some of this into consideration and do their own research, and maybe they could discover why steroids are actually not as bad as they seem. I just want to thank you for your time, and again, if you believe that the benefit outweighs the danger in legalizing steroids, and together we can keep them legal. All right? Have a good day.